What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So let's talk about AMC really quick. I know you guys were waiting for an update to see exactly what's going on through my head with what did happen today. I was watching the markets. I didn't really get into a lot of it during the live stream. We talked about crypto because crypto is really moving right now. My crypto account is making big moves where it was. But we're here to talk about AMC. We're going to talk about the Ortex data, chart exchange data, the price movement, some interesting points here as well. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. I noticed that 60%, it still doesn't go down like I thought it would go down after mentioning it. 60% of you guys that are watching are not subscribed. So if you're one of those people, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free. You don't have to pay anything. And when you feel like I'm not providing the content that you thought, it's also free to unsubscribe. So, just test it out, test the waters. I think you do get notifications as long as you hit that notification bell and select all when you do that. But yeah, also check out some of the links down below. It does help out. If you want to join the Patreon or if you want to check out my apparel store, then definitely do that. But let's get into this detail. We're going to check out the Ortex data first, and you can see that there's a short interest change of 2.69%. Right, we're seeing a 3 million return shares versus 280,000 borrowed shares. Now, what does that mean? Some people are getting worried. What does that mean? Does that mean that they're covering and we're not seeing a massive increase? That means that you're seeing shares that are returned, whether that is covering or some other form of returning shares, but then you're also seeing them borrow less shares. Does that mean that they're shorting less shares? No. Does that, mean that they are just borrowing less shares? Yes, they are not borrowing any shares right now. And when I say they, I mean people that are borrowing shares because it's not just hedge funds that borrow shares, right? You're seeing the shares that are borrowed, right? And then you're seeing those being shorted maybe on separate days, on different days, right? So it's not necessarily telling you exactly how much they're shorting. It's just telling you how much is borrowed versus how much is returned. Now we're looking at about 18.69% short interest or free float. Typically, when you see that big of a change, you're going to see a lot more of an increase unless they're constantly shorting it right now, right? And I would imagine we're seeing something pretty big in the amount that they're shorting when we get into the detail later, probably later today. And also we'll get into the max detail that we could see tomorrow. But you can see here that we have 95 million shorted shares. Shares on loan are about 105 million. So that's about the same. We do see utilization still at 77. Thank you for subscribing, Oscar. I didn't know that was still on, but I appreciate anybody that subscribed. See, that's one of those people that, that's not part of the 60%. They're part of the 40%. They subscribe when they're watching the video because they do like my content. So one of those people, feel free to subscribe. Your name might pop up as I'm recording a video. If you subscribe around 3 to 4:30, you might actually get your name posted in a video. So definitely go ahead and do that. Um, and I'll probably shout you out. So let's go ahead and look at the chart exchange data as we get into this. We're going to see here. Let me refresh this. I believe it's going to be the same thing. Refresh this. We're going to see that the 23rd, the last day that we reported here, 57% short. The last 30 days, 54% short in the last 30 days. That's average, right? I'm going to go ahead and move me over. That move me over so you guys can see it. Look at that. So average 54% in the last 30 days. You're seeing 57% just on the 23rd. So they're obviously still shorting it. And I want to see what the numbers are today, because some of these numbers that we can go back to days where it's 125 million in volume, 73% short, right? So some people are getting scared right now because of the fact that, it seems like small cap stocks are pulling back quite a bit. And I wouldn't say AMC is a small cap stock, right? I would say that they're definitely showing their strength, but you're seeing a lot of movement um, and decreasing in a ton of positions, especially the ones that I'm looking at. I'm seeing a ton of decreasing positions, right? But you look at this, 73.5 million shorted shares in one day out of 125 million, right? That's only accounting for the shorting position. So the short shares. Also factor in any of the selling shares that's going into it. So you're looking at, like I said in my live stream, like 60 to 70% that is being affected, or the price is being affected negatively, right? Decreasing that stock. And then you have people that are buying the position, that are buying maybe a ton of shares there, but you see them shorting 50%. So any selling action breaks it over that level to where they're shorting way too much, right? The negative impact is just way too much. So that's exactly what you're seeing here. 57% short on the 23rd, 54% short in the last 30 days, the average in the last 30 days. Let's look at how the position actually moved today. We can see that in the beginning of the day after opening, it decreased heavily. Did find a way to recover back to the 200 EMA. So finding some sort of level, right? I've said that technical analysis really doesn't matter too much because we're not seeing whenever they feel like shorting, they're going to short. Whenever they feel like decreasing the price, they're going to decrease the price, right? But we do see people, normal people, that will buy and sell and create that normal activity, sort of normal activity, as we go along. So while we see all of this shorting that's going on, maybe some selling action as well, probably more shorting than anything, we do see a bounce at a certain level to get us back up to the 200 EMA touch, and then break down to a lower low. After that, seeing a firm jump, a firm reversal there to where it does increase, jumps over the 15 moving average, jumps over the VWAP, jumps over the 200 EMA, bounces actually right at the 200 EMA, right over the 200 EMA, and then finds a way to bounce again at the VWAP. So you're seeing levels to where it's bouncing off of resistance points. However, it's not, the negative movement is not legit. The negative movement is not something that I look at and say, this makes sense to me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. With 80% of the stock held by people, I would say that it does not make sense at all. But we did see this get up to a level of $29.39, where it did resist yet again. It seems like it continuously resists at $30 ish, whether it's 29.5, 29.3, 29.4, or just $30 in general. You're seeing this decrease in a level. So it did fall down, not something where it was heavily like shorter, heavily fell down, but you do see this more of a level out to a slow descending, price movement, right? So you see this create lower highs, these lower lows, these lower highs, lower lows, right? You see it create that and then bounce off the VWAP. So the VWAP was a very strong support today as it was increasing there. And now we're seeing this get to a level to where it's going to close, hopefully, at positive. We have about 4 minutes and anything could happen. We could see it drop down to the VWAP and actually close negative today, right? So it's definitely possible. But all in all, I think it wasn't the worst day possible because it could have been consistently like a decreased day. Kind of like some of these other positions. We see, ZOM that decreased by 3%. We see B Square that decreased by 2.3%. GME that decreased by 2.7%. Right. So we're seeing things fall. But AMC is actually at a level to where it looks like it's leveling out, 1% negative or positive. So ultimately, I think that it wasn't a bad day. It just could have been a lot more without all of the shorting. I want to see what the levels are, and I would imagine it's somewhere in the 50 to 60% range. Even though it shows that they borrowed only 200,000, right, versus the 3 million that were returned. So trying to paint a different picture, and it doesn't really line up. But guys, that's what I have for you today. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let me know what you think about, what's going on with AMC. I understand that it's not a play for everybody, and it definitely, hurts sometimes. You see it drop down to 27. You're like, what in the world is going on? This should be increasing, right? You see it drop down from 70 all the way down to these levels, and it's just like, this is crazy. So guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure to check out some of the links down below. I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you guys in the next video.